and spicy, sexy, and exciting. That's today's City Line. Hi, I'm Jackie Hall.
And I'm Dan Henson. Today we're going to feature Vanity Entertainment. They're a group of young women who perform to recreate your every sexual fantasy for hire.
From bubbles to whipped cream to nudity, Vanity Entertainment performs it all.
Minority banking in Baltimore is big business. I'm T. Montier, and I'll have a full report.
My name is Tim Watts, and today on the entertainment page, we have a City Line music video double mix. The Eurythmics and Lionel Richie. Plus, there's another Richard Pryor film about to be released.
Coordinator Viva Broadway of Vanity Entertainment will be here to talk about erotic dancing.
And according to Viva, every performance of Vanity Entertainment demands an encore. Stay with us.
This is a show everybody's been talking about all week long. It concerns erotic dancing, and we have the coordinator of Vanity Entertainment with us.
Yes.
It is Viva Broadway.
Hi, Viva.
Yes.
Good to have you.
Welcome to City Line.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Do you know, I've read some material that said that you put Tina Turner to shame. You make her look like a choir girl. What is it that you do?
Vanity Entertainment is a show that's full of excitement and lots of movement. I'm sure you've seen Tina Turner, but we are her competition. And for Vanity, there is no comparison anywhere in the world.
Viva, let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
You're an entrepreneur.
Correct.
You're a businesswoman, and we'll get into a little bit deeper as to what your business is comprised of. But
Yes.
what business do you consider yourself to be in?
The entertainment business, of course.
You entertain people.
Yes.
Okay, we as you remember, did a little tape, a little pre-tape on part of your production. I want the people at home to know that this is edited for television.
Yes.
However, if Vanity Entertainment does get into nudity, but there's no nudity on the tape. But we want to run that tape now and show the people at home what your show is all about.
Great.
Okay.
We are about to embark on an exciting journey to the magical land of Vanity. It's a place where all your fantasies, your wildest dreams come true. This entertainment has been especially created for you. This entertainment is called Vanity. Sweet berries and cool cream fed to you. Take it. Enjoy it. There's much, much more to come. It's your birthday. We have a surprise package, all wrapped up. 5 feet, 11 inches, all for you. She has the secret. She's about to bring it to you. One pop unveils your greatest fantasy. Flamingo pink. It's hot. Exotic. exhilarating. It's all for you. And for all the sparkle you need in your life, Electron. If you've been good, she'll treat you good. You've been bad.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas.
Your dreams are just beginning to come true. But there is more with Vanity.
Okay, that's a sneak peek preview of what Vanity does. How do you describe it? Is it strip? Is it porn? Is it craft? What is it?
Of course, it is a craft, and it does require a great deal of talent to find the talent I'm using. Vanity Entertainment, the performers, I'll say, is more than just a notion and really more than emotion.
Well, what is it then?
It is sensuous drama and exotic dance on a very high note.
Okay, but now, how'd you get into this? I should probably say, how did a nice girl like you to get into erotic dancing?
Well, erotic, I see nothing wrong with erotic dancing for the people it does appeal to.
Okay, but who do you dance for? Who's your audience?
We have an array of clients, private parties, professional people, persons from all walks, all professions, anyone.
And they contact you and say that they want you to do an erotic show?
Yes.
And you go where?
We go to the client's location. The choice.
Could
is
be their
up
homes?
to their home. It can be at the Baltimore Convention Center. It can be in the Bahamas. It can be Nassau.
Wherever the money takes you.
Wherever.
Okay.
Maybe even the North Pole.
Okay, we do want to remind the people at home that they can join us by calling 481-1313 and join in the discussion.
That's right. We're going to take a break and come right back with Vanity Entertainment.
Line is back with Viva Broadway, who is an entrepreneur, and her business is Vanity Entertainment. Vanity Entertainment does erotic dancing. The tape that we saw is a little bit of one of your shows.
Yes, the tape only reflects a tiny morsel of delights from the Vanity smorgasbord.
Okay, what else could someone who purchased your services expect to get?
We do, for the ladies, we don't want to leave you out, we do have fantastic male performers. Our star male, Adrian Parmalee, known professionally as Man Beast, is a very powerful 6'7" colossus. He has to be seen to be believed.
Well, unfortunately, we couldn't see him in the tape because he had very little on.
Okay.
There's a lot of excitement here.
Okay, we have a question from someone in the audience. Good morning.
My name is Eleanor Richardson, and the word erotic itself gives me the impressions that there are no set limitations. I want to know, how exactly do you feel about yourselves as individuals performing?
We feel great about it, Eleanor. I'll tell you, our performers do come from all walks of life, as well as the clients we do serve. Each one, as you've seen from the tape, has a great deal of talent to offer. They're very excited about it, And believe me, we will work around the clock. They're very dedicated. We all have one common interest in mind, that is to put on an exciting show that pleases every client. And remember, our slogan, every performance demands an encore, and it certainly does.
Eleanor, do you by chance object to this kind of entertainment?
In some ways I do, because what the entertainment, the tape itself, had to be edited, and like I said, there are no set limitations, and just the fact that you said you deal with private, personal clients, professionals, or whatever, puts another light on the situation.
Another light?
And what light is that?
When I'm
Okay, we'll get you off the hook then. Thank you for your question. Okay, let's take a call from the viewing audience.
There are limits.
Good afternoon. You're live on City Line.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hello?
Okay, you're going to have to turn your television down and stop listening to that and just simply talk to us.
Okay. I want to direct my question to Vanity 6. Yeah, like I'm 20-some years of age, you know, and I'm young, right? And ever since Vanity came out, I say that, like, hey, if I had a daughter, you know, and she grew up and wanted to be on the limousine full, you know, I say, well, thanks to Vanity 6, it's brought on like that.
Let me make sure we make a distinction.
They're taking one of the biggest whirlwind turns of what you want to call it, punk rock or whatever, or hardcore, you know. But hey, I'm young and you know I'm just looking towards my future. And
What's your question?
the question is, you know, how do they expect for the young ladies to be stabilized these days, and they doing Vanity 6, you know? I mean, I'm young, you know, and I'm looking at these women, you know. It's hard for a relationship to go about these days in society with groups like Vanity 6 on the side, you know.
Okay, you keep calling it Vanity 6. Vanity 6 is a singing group. That is
Vanity 3.
Yeah, I know what the Vanity 6
okay. This is Vanity Entertainment, which is a local group.
Huh?
This is Vanity Entertainment, which is a Baltimore-based business.
Well, you know, I was thinking it was the real Vanity 6, you know, that's on there with Get Up and Go, you know.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you for your comment. And let Viva Broadway respond to you. Thank you. Go ahead, Viva.
I'm telling you, the caller's question was quite confusing. I was unable to get the real question. What is he asking?
But there is some similarity, isn't there, between Vanity 6, which are a group of young ladies that perform in negligees and are very suggestive, and even their language is suggestive, and Vanity Entertainment. Isn't there some relationship?
Of course there is.
So we can't disregard his comment.
The sensuality of it, there are similarities there. We are in the entertainment field. One deals with singing, and we of course deal with sensuous drama and exotic dance.
Okay, but I think also the caller does raise an interesting question. How do you feel about yourself? Now, that's a question that somebody asked you before.
Right. I feel great about the business I have started. My main objective is to be in business to make a profit, as any business person is. Just as a singer enjoys what he does, you have dancers, singers, dramatists, and we have mixed drama with dance, which is something very different, very creative, and it does go a step beyond what most individuals are used to seeing and what they're used to equating erotica with. I say sensuous drama and exotic dancing, which is something that has been a part of history for thousands of years.
We're going to take a question from the audience. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I have a two-part question. My first question, do you have any children? And if so, how would you prepare your children for your line of work?
I'll say that my youngest creation, or my child at this point, is Vanity Entertainment.
Well, the second part would be, would you want your daughter to go in the same line of work you're in? Or be something else?
If in fact I did have a daughter, and my daughter could be a viable and very talented part of my business, I certainly would want her to be a part of it, because my child, if in fact I do have one, would be able to grow with the business, possibly be a very viable part of it, and could take the business to areas perhaps I could never achieve.
So you have no qualms about the fact of the ones that kind of like...
No, not at all.
Okay, Viva, don't you think this is just a little kinky in the sense that you use whips, you get into S&M, and anything else that a person desires? Isn't that a little kinky?
Well, some people might think it is a little kinky, but there are various appetites to satisfy. What may be considered kinky to one individual may be quite normal to another. So it is a very personal statement being made here.
What other kinds of appetites have you been able to satisfy in the performances that you've done?
Jackie, can you elaborate on that a bit more?
In other words, you're saying that you perform to the satisfaction of a client, to fulfill his or her sexual fantasies. And you just mentioned appetites, and you've also alluded to smorgasbords and tidbits and things of that nature. What other kinds of appetites have you satisfied in your performances?
Simply what you see on the film clip. Nothing that we would be ashamed of in any way.
Well, as you said, there are different kinds of appetites. I want to follow up on Jackie's question on the lady from the audience's
but
question.
there are limitations. Now, we can't do the impossible. We can't do that which may cause us harm.
Okay.
But this
you don't set yourself on
this
fire,
is
in other
sensuous.
words.
Oh no!
You stop at that
sensuous drama. Nothing that can cause us any violence or harm in any way.
Okay, but
And what
now,
we do is touch on that sensuous fantasy. We don't really enact it.
let's assume that
we don't get out there and whip a guest.
Let's assume that I'm having a party and I want to hire your Vanity Entertainment for the entertainment. How would I go about doing that?
First, you would call the office, our Vanity office, and give us an idea of the type of party you have in mind, the number of guests, and we do formulate a party or set up something that is suitable for you and your guests.
Give me an idea of the normal kind of phone call, or the average kind of phone call that you get.
All right. Hello, Viva. I'm planning a party for some friends. Well, maybe a bachelor party. We want it to be a surprise. What do you have? Oh, gee. Well, we do have a bride that we offer.
Okay.
A bride dressed in a very sensuous outfit, very alluring.
Okay.
She dances and she presents the guest of honor with a bouquet of flowers. Very beautiful.
All right, now I want to take a break now, and
Very
I want to come back,
sensitive.
and I want to talk to you more about what I can get if I wanted to buy your show. Okay,
Sure.
but we're going to go to the
There are
community.
lots of
We're going to go
options
to a break,
available.
go to the community calendar, and come right back.
All right.
Now here's this week's community calendar.
Celebrate the 25th anniversary with Woman Power Incorporated at a conference and luncheon held at Coppin State College, 2500 West North Avenue in the J. Miller Tours Center, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Theme for the conference, Survival Today and Tomorrow, Political Needs for Survival and New Directions for Women in the 80s, featuring Dr. Dolores C. Hunt and Dr. Elizabeth Francis Johnson. For more information, call 383-9281 or 664-3230.
Hello, I'm Ola Ford. The Board of Christian Education of Enon Baptist Church pays tribute to the late Nick Aaron Ford with a book party, exhibiting his life and works and his recently released autobiography, Seeking a Newer World, Memoirs of a Black American Teacher, October the 16th, 1:30 p.m., Enon Baptist Church, located in the 900 block of Edmondson Avenue. For information, call 728-1490.
Hello, I'm Andre Lucas, inviting you to be a part of history. The Douglas High School Centennial Ball will be held on October the 15th at the Baltimore Convention Center. It will feature live entertainment, dinner, a keynote speaker, and fashions presented by the Lucas Exquisite Models. Your support and participation in this scholarship fundraising event will deeply be appreciated. Donations is $35. For further information, call 396-0846.
If your group or organization would like to announce an event, please write us in care of City Line, WJZ-TV, Television Hill, Baltimore, Maryland 21211, or call us for further information at 466-0013 between the hours of 9 and 5. Vanity Entertainment, erotic dancing is their trade. I won't say game. We're going to go immediately to the phones. Hi, you're live on City Line.
Good morning. How are you?
Just fine.
I'm concerned of the screening that's done for your actors and for your dancers. I'd like to know if there is going to be a more perfected way of screening people that seem to have a little more to offer.
Okay, are you talking to Jackie and I, or are you talking to Viva?
Okay, before you answer the question, also, I've noticed that, well, I'm originally from the West Coast, and they have various clubs that could use the type of performance that you're attempting to put on. But there seems to be a need for a more perfection, there seems to be a need for the act to be perfected. I notice how, like with your attire, you look very nice, but your hair could offer a little more. The rhinestone does not complement
Okay.
style, you know.
Why don't you let her
it seems
respond
like
to you
have
now?
nothing to offer.
Caller, let
Okay.
her respond, please.
All right.
All right. Caller, I would like to say that the tape that you did see has been edited for television. As I mentioned earlier, the show is much more dramatic and much more provocative privately or when it is booked in a club. We do screen the applicants, and if you are interested, we do have a line available right now where you can call and get more detailed information. That number is 542-2933, and that's for any interested individual who may have questions about booking or more detailed about information about Vanity Entertainment.
Viva, thanks for the commercial. We're going to go to a question there from the audience.
Okay. Viva, I would like to know if you or any of your group have had professional training in dance or drama, and if you have any other profession that you do other than the erotic dancing.
Yes, many of our performers have had prior training in the areas of drama and dance.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's take another call. Good afternoon. You're live on City Line.
Yes, I have a comment about the Vanity Entertainment. I feel that a lot of the past calls and the questions have alluded to the fact that they feel that this type of entertainment is dirty in some way. And I just wanted to make a comment that erotic dancing and drama goes back thousands of years to Egypt, Africa, Rome, and many of the ancient civilizations. I feel that people need to keep in mind that the performers are performing, and that, you know, this is not them. They are performing just like an actress would perform on stage. I am an actress, and I play many roles. So I feel that these entertainers are playing roles, and people need to keep that in mind when they are speaking of the art form, because I feel that it is an art form.
Good point.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We have a question from the audience.
You advertise yourself as being an exotic dancer, but what is the difference between what you say as an exotic dancer and being a call person?
What is the difference? We are entertainers, sir. We are entertainers.
Viva, take 10 seconds and explain the difference.
Okay, a call girl is one who does give sexual pleasure to some party. We imply sensuous pleasure, but we do not perform that act at all. It is not part of our show. We do provide sensuous drama and exotic dance as a professional act, not as a sexual act in any way whatsoever.
Okay, so the one place where you do draw the line is sex, right?
Oh, yes, we do not do that. That is not part of our performance at all.
Now, I understand that you have 3 packages that are available to anyone who wants to hire Vanity Entertainment.
Yes.
The first 2, I think, are pretty slight. What is the pleasure package, which is the 3rd package and obviously is the most expensive?
Yes, it is the most expensive. That package offers anywhere from 6 to 8 performers. There are lots of special effects, lots of elaborate costuming, lots of action. It's a power-packed show. It's something you must see to appreciate and enjoy.
The number one more time.
The number is 542-2933 for any detailed information or inquiries for Vanity.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
I love it. It's great, and I hope it's around for many, many years to come.
Thank you for being with us today. Viva Broadway, beautiful name, by the way. I love it.
Thank
We're
you.
going to take a break and come back with the National Business League and their conference coming up.
From erotic dancing, which is a very serious subject, to another very serious subject, the National Business League Convention, which is coming up in Baltimore starting next week. And with us today, first of all, Burnett Jones, who is a local coordinator for the convention and a local businesswoman.
Welcome.
And welcome, Burnett. And Henry Miller, who is a Los Angeles, California businessman who got in last night in the middle of the Oreo celebration down at the airport. And we're so glad that you could join us. He's a businessman in Los Angeles and also a board member of the National Business League. Hi.
It's a pleasure to be here.
We're glad you could be with us. Mr. Miller, let me ask you first of all, you have been a member of the board of the National Business League for how long now?
This is my second tenure. I haven't been active. The last time I served on the board was in the late 60s.
For those people who don't know, what is the National Business League?
The Business League is essentially a Negro Chamber of Commerce. What we do is provide technical assistance and services to Negro businesses around the country. This service is performed through a series of chapters around the country. The national office is in Washington, but there are some 26 to 36 chapters of individual chapters in various cities around the country. And what we try to do is to encourage minority entrepreneurship, to create economic opportunities to match talent with profit opportunities in various cities around the country.
Burnett, let me ask you, 1983, well, the 80s period is an economic decade. How critical is this convention to the economic viability of the community, of the black community?
I'd say it's very critical at this point. At this convention, some of the things that will be discussed will determine how the organization will continue to function and how the organization will become more involved in the leadership process for economic development for black people in this country. So I'd say it's very critically important.
Okay. Henry, let me just go back to a line of questioning here. The National Business League is how old?
83 years old. This is our 83rd year.
83 years old?
Yes. It's older than the United States Chamber of Commerce.
83 years? This is the 83rd annual convention being held in Baltimore.
That's right.
What other kinds of locations have the convention been held in the past?
Well, they are held in various cities around the country. As a matter of fact, there's a rather lively contention to hold the convention. Next year, I think the convention will go to Oakland, California. We've held them in Detroit, Houston, Atlanta, and
I remember last year was in Dallas,
right, Dallas,
Jackson,
yes.
Mississippi, and various places. And this year it's coming to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Is this the first time it's been to Baltimore?
The first time I can recall. You see, they've had a number of them in Washington, D.C. Have we had one?
I believe we had one here in 1941.
41.
So this is the first time since then?
Since then that the convention has been.
It opens on Tuesday, runs through Friday.
Right.
What are some of the activities that are planned and who are some of the keynoters?
Well, it promises to be a very exciting convention. There will be workshops, various certificate institute series on things that range from financing opportunities to franchising to starting your own business, computers in business. We have a number of people who will be coming into the Baltimore area from across the country. Percy Sutton comes to mind from Inner City Broadcasting in New York. Our own Dorothy Brunson from WEBB Radio will be with us. Our keynote speaker for our banquet will be Sam Pierce, who is Secretary of HUD. Earl Graves will be with us, and just a host of people and successful business people, black business people from throughout the country who've been doing tremendous things will convene here. And there are a number of events that are open to the public. We invite and encourage the public
What kinds of things
come
are
and support
open?
us. Our welcome luncheon on Thursday at noon. We have the Honorable Perrin Mitchell and we have Ted Holmes from Chicken George who will be with us for that
He's going
event.
to tell us all about that great chicken, huh?
Right?
All right.
And his success in the process. There will be, all of the various banquets and meal functions will be open to the public. We have the annual town meeting coming up on Friday, and we'll be featuring Hank Wilfong, who is the newest SBA Assistant Administrator, Thelma Duggins, Department of Transportation. So there are a number of events and workshops. We encourage the community to come and register, and if not to register, to at least come to some of the functions that are open to the community.
Now, it goes from Tuesday, when, to Friday?
It goes from Tuesday to Friday.
Tuesday to Friday, and I guess, Mr. Miller, you're going to be pulling out of stakes Saturday so that you can stay for the awards banquet.
Oh yes, we'll
on
be
Friday.
there on Saturday. We'll be leaving Saturday.
Now, if people in the community want to participate in the National Business League Convention, I know that there is a local chapter here, the Business League of Baltimore, and so those people already know how to participate, but how about people who are not members of the Business League?
Well, they should do one of two things. They should either call our office, which is 462-4902, or they can come down to the Hilton Hotel and register for the conference there.
So everything will be based at the Hilton?
Everything will be based at the Hilton.
Now, this is the nation's oldest black trade association.
Right.
Will serious business be taken care of during that convention?
We think so. We think our business is pretty serious.
How many people do you expect?
Oh, I understand that they're anticipating something like 700 or 800 delegates from the various chapters around the country. I think it's very serious in the sense that we feel very strongly that we have reached that point in our evolvement in our society where we have to direct our attention to economic growth and development. Social advancement is well and good, and it's an integral part of our society. But in order to make social change effective, we simply have to get about the business of economics and the creation of economic activity in our own sphere of influence will tend to create jobs and job opportunities and facilitate all of the social change that we'd like to see occurring.
I might add that Booker T. Washington founded the National Business League in 1900, and that's an important historical note because even now many of the things that he stood for are still very much important at this point, and something that we like to really focus on and remember and reaffirm in terms of his philosophy and vision.
It's a very interesting note. I remember reading his autobiography, and in his autobiography, part of the chapter towards the end mentioned him going, I believe it was to Detroit, as a matter of fact, to found the National Business League. 83 years old, the 83rd annual convention here in Baltimore, first time since 1941. I think that's just fantastic. And I'm going to be there. Jackie, you going to be there?
I hope to be. Who's the president, quickly?
The president of the national is Theodore Higgins, Jr., and the president of the local chapter is Stephen Pace.
Very good.
Okay. We are looking forward to it, and we'll be there. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with the newscap.
Good afternoon. Topping today's newscap. A little bit of Liberia will soon become an everyday part of Baltimore as the Liberian Museum opens this week at City College. The museum will feature art objects, artifacts, and other materials donated by the citizens of Gabanga, Liberia, maps of that country, Africa, and the world, as well as books, pictures, slides, and Liberian newspapers will be available for classroom use. The Liberian Museum is also open to the public. October is Black Money Month here in Baltimore. The first week of the month was proclaimed Minority Enterprise Development Week by President Reagan. 3 local banking institutions realized the significance of these declarations recently when they each received sizable deposits for the purpose of stimulating black business. Mrs. Mary Conaway, Register of Wills for Baltimore City, deposited $100,000 each in Ideal Savings and Loan, Advanced Savings and Loan, and the Harbor Bank of Baltimore. This morning, we talked about her deposits.
On September the 30th, I did so. I made 3 deposits, $100,000 each, in Advance Federal, in Ideal Savings and Loan, and the Harbor Bank downtown.
What prompted you to do that? I know our black banking institutions are in dire need of all the deposits that they can get, but what prompted you? Was that a conscious decision on your part to support these banks?
Well, I thought it was just the right thing to do. If you realize, my office services the entire population of Baltimore City. And with the amount of money that's taken in, it doesn't just come from whites, it comes from blacks too. And I believe in equalization, and this is what I set out to do, is to give a share to the black community, give a share to the white community. And by putting it in black banks, this would afford the black banks to be able to provide more mortgage loans for minorities and other black people of the black community.
Was that part of your decision also, so that that would give them greater access to do things for the community?
Yes, it was.
You deposited over $300,000 in the 3 banks. What portion of your total budget does that comprise?
Well, I don't have a running budget as such. It's a small portion. But I do have, we don't discriminate. I do have money in the white bank where I have a running, I call my running budget, because I have to write all my checks on that. Now, the money that I have deposited into the black banks, however, will stay there for an entire year without being touched.
But you have well over $1 million deposited in other banks also.
Oh, yes.
Mr. E. Gaines Lanzi, president of Ideal Savings and Loan, Mrs. Conaway made a $100,000 deposit in your bank. What will a deposit of that nature enable you to do from the banker's perspective?
Well, it would enable us to make more mortgage loans. Our specialty is making mortgage loans. It'll make more mortgage loans to the persons who are not looking for huge amounts of money. The average loan that we put out is in the $8,000 to $15,000 price range. So you're talking about 5, 8 to 10 loans, which will give that many more people the ability to finance and purchase a home.
Are deposits of this nature common?
Fairly common, yes. Fairly common. Not so much from agencies of the city or state or federal government, but from other agencies around.
Which brings me to my next point. What other agencies, or do other city agencies, deposit in minority institutions in proportion to the deposits that they make in majority banks?
Well, the only one that comes to mind would be the Housing Authority of Baltimore City. But that is the only city agency that deposits in our particular association. Now, the state itself does, but no other city agencies.
Mr. Lanzi adds that for years, Baltimore's minority banking community has tried, though unsuccessfully, to get other city agencies to deposit some of their monies in black banks. The Housing Authority was the only one that did. Lanzi adds, though he has not given up hope, he does not see the trend of excluding minority banks from city deposits changing in the near future. One of the nation's leading private institutions, the University of Rochester, along with the National Urban League, recently took some important steps toward making education opportunities available to students from all ethnic and social backgrounds. The two have established a scholarship program for minority students at the school. The Baltimore Urban League will be nominating local students for those scholarships, ranging from $2,500 to well over $11,000. Anyone interested in finding out more about the available funds should contact the Urban League at 523-8150. President Reagan claims that he wants to help low-income families work, but he has hacked away at every federal program that enables these families to remain employed or to gain future careers. So says Marion Wright Edelman, president of the Children's Defense Fund. According to a 50-state survey released by the fund, 32 states have cut child care services for poor children in the last 2 years. The report notes that nearly 7 million children 13 years old and under were without needed child care services even before the cutbacks. Stable middle-class black American families today may look like they've made it, but according to a 50-family study at Howard University, they face economic and employment problems, and a significant percentage of their children are depressed. The profile also shows that stable black families solve their own problems, and if help is sought, they turn to relatives or friends rather than institutional sources. Briefly, in international news, some of South Africa's most influential black black leaders recently condemned that government's proposed new constitution as a recipe for violence. The country's white electorate votes next month on a proposal which would give limited political expression to coloreds, those of mixed races, and Asians, while excluding blacks, who make up 70% of the population. On a related note, Congressman William Gray has introduced an amendment that would ban all new investments in South Africa. The Philadelphia Democrat has already received letters in support of the legislation from 4 announced presidential candidates, Senators Gary Hart and Alan Cranston, as well as former Vice President Walter Mondale and former Senator George McGovern. And finally, Quanti Davis, a very personable 7th grader from Hamilton Junior High School, is Cityline Student of the Week. Quanti, registered in the advanced academic program at the school, wants to become a pediatrician in his professional life. Quanti enjoys assisting his teachers after class and is most proud of his outstanding citizenship. The people he most admires in this whole wide world are his parents because, says Quanti, they are always there for him to talk to. Congratulations to Quanti Davis, Cityline Student of the Week. And that is today's Newscap. I'm T. Montier. Tim Watts is up next with the entertainment page. Have a good day.
On the entertainment page today, Tim Watts has a double treat for you. Let's look.
Today, it's a Cityline first. We're bringing you 2 music videos in a row. The first is one of the groups that has been put into a new category of music. It's called technopop. The group is the Eurythmics. They're from Scotland but are now based in England. This 2-member band has cashed in on this new brand of music like others, such as Culture Club, and even the Men at Work fit into this category. Our second video features an artist that belongs to an elite group of performers. I call them heavy hitters. To be a heavy hitter, an artist must be able to perform for over an hour, and every person in the audience knows every word to every song. Needless to say, there aren't too many people in that class, but Lionel Richie is at the head of the class. Born on the campus of Tuskegee Institute, he was the creative force behind the Commodores for 10 years. Now he's even more successful as a solo artist. He was at the Capitol Center this past Friday, and today we have him as our second music video artist. So let's get started. First, the Eurythmics with Sweet Dreams, and then Lionel Richie with my favorite tune that's out right now, All Night Long.